working. Yeah, put it right there. It's time to tell it, I guess. Whew. Oh boy, have I got a story to tell you people. So, I think you might like this one. You just might like this one. I'll give some time for some people to show up. And you people can beat me up on this if you want to. That's fine, I can handle it. But I've been waiting to tell this story that I was told until now because I didn't have permission. So I'm going to give this a few minutes for some people to show up. And you can take it or leave it. You know, I'm just putting it out there. And it's pretty impressive, if you ask me. I haven't heard anybody else that can show proof. They've got pictures of people that shouldn't have objects in the past, shouldn't be wearing these kind of clothes and stuff. But this was pretty convincing because I got a first-hand account of a project that was going on in the Soviet Union and what they were working on. And so I'm hoping that I set this up right as a live, because I'm fine with anybody coming in here and making any comments you want to. It's the damnedest story I've ever heard. So like I said, I didn't know I was going to go live on this today. I was told to go live on this today, or given permission, or any way you want to look at it. And I'm really hoping this thing's live. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you're in the room. Let me know what's going on with this thing. Gather round, children. I've got a story to tell. I'm just saying, it's a yarn. This one's a pretty good one. So yeah, I did not plan on going live. I've got my lunch here. I hadn't even started my lunch. And so I have to go live. You ever been told you had to do something and you didn't really want to do it, but you're like, oh man, I have to? It's like that. I'm going to eat a little bit of this. Man, crazy time. Hoping this goes through. Hopefully they won't cut me off. But this story, how do you say when it started? Where do you start? I could start when I met the guy and he started telling it to me. But his story started when he was a kid. But the full story started a few hundred years ago. I don't even know where to start. I'm all over the place on this one. So like I said, I'll give a little bit of time for some people to catch up. Hopefully someone will let me know that this thing's live, because I really want it to be live. I'm hoping that I set it up so that it was. Man, I just wanted lunch. I didn't want to have to do this. All I wanted out of today was lunch. But, and if this doesn't go as a live, I don't care. I'll put it up as a video. I don't know how it's supposed to go. And it could be that they're censoring me. I don't know. I won't know till either somebody shows up into the room or till they take it down or till they shut me down. But this is a story about a time traveler. This is a story about Alexander. I'll get into. I've got notes and notes and notes from when I first got the story from him, but I wasn't allowed to tell it until now. He said he would let me know when I was allowed to tell the story. Something about timelines and I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand how it all works. But like I said, I'll give some time for some people to get into the room here. But I was told that this will actually make my channel famous. He says that in the future, this channel is famous for this story. And I'm like, not that I'm trying to get famous, because you don't see me on here. I'm not Kardashian or trying to be well known for being well known for being well known. But this is what he tells me. He tracked me down. I did not meet him. He rolled up on me. He found me. Like the first time you meet someone and they find you, he found me. I wasn't lost. I knew where I was at. But that's the thing. I can't find him because it's not a matter of knowing where he's at. It's a matter of knowing when he's at. The guy is a time traveler. Now, let me get into the backstory of this so you understand exactly how it goes. Okay, I've got to find those notes. I've got to get that notepad, and I've got to do. It's going to be a 3-part story. I've already been told by him. He's already approved of everything I'm going to say, and I haven't even said it yet. He told me. I said, well, how will I know if I'm not telling too much and they might come after you and find the device and find you? He says, I've already been into the future. I've already heard your 3 videos. I do 3 major ones on it. I talk about it, but I do 3 major videos, he says. This one's just me talking about it, and then I'll go through all the notes he does, and then I'll do a second one, or a third one, if you call it that. This is just a precursor, I'm calling. He says there's 3 videos. The way he says it, he's very Russian, very thick Russian accent. So he tells me. He says, oh, I got one in the room. I must have hit it live. That's good. So he tells me, he says, in this very Russian accent he's got, I can't, I'm going to have to interview him. I've already got I haven't even done anything yet. I just got here, but I'm allowed to tell the story, okay? I'm going to tell you what happened, and then I'm going to tell you how I know I'm allowed to tell the story. Okay. So, oh, I got it, okay. So, here's the story. So he finds me when we first met. I did not know him from Adam, and I don't know how he found me, but he found me. He rolled up on me. He found me in time and space and where I was at a truck stop. He found me and said, in his very Russian accent, he says, "You're trucking stuff." I says, "Wait, what did you just call me?" He says, "Trucking stuff. You know who you are. I know who you are." I said, wait a minute. This guy just met me. I don't show myself. I don't show my truck. I don't show anything about me. And he rolls up on me at a truck stop. I'm like, who the hell is this? I thought I pissed off Putin or whatever. I don't know what's going on with this, right? So this was a while back, okay? This was a year ago. So he tells me. He starts telling me how you're famous in Russia. I said, wait, what are you talking about? He says, not now, but you will be. I says, well, okay, well, all right, I'm trying to figure, like I said, I've got the worst Russian accent ever. He will catch up with me though, and I will interview him. Okay, I know this because he told me. It's one of the 3 videos that I will be able to interview him. It's the 3rd one. This is the first. I'm just telling about the story. The second is where I get my notepad. Evidently, I find it because I can't find it. So he knows I'm going to find it. All these notes that I wrote down that he told me. Dates and times and the project name and all the shit. And something about Cossacks. Not like Kazakhstan, but a Cossack with a C. It's some kind of a military group from a long time ago, but right now he's a kid. He's a kid right now in Russia. And he's also a grown-up traveling in time. But he's a kid in Russia. and he's a Cossack, whatever that means. It's some kind of a Cossack school. And that means something to people in Russia. They fought for their freedom or something, or did something, and then there was a problem, and then they started teaching them how to be Cossacks again, or something. I don't understand what that means. But he's a Cossack. He says, I am Cossack. I don't know. It's not a nationality. It means that you're part of an army group of, like, not Spetsnaz. It's like a paramilitary, they will die for their country kind of shit if anything ever happens. The Cossacks with a C. Okay? So, however you spell it. He's one of them right now as a kid in this timeline, in my time. However, he found out later that I did the story because evidently I was trying to, he says I was trying to talk to someone who spoke Russian to help me to figure out some intel that I got about the Russian subs, about the sub story, but it's another sub story that I do later because evidently he says there's a lot more of those Russian subs, and I go into them. And I said, really? I mean, not into them physically, but I talk about them. And he says, and you were asking me for information, or he says I was asking someone else for information. They found out about my channel and all of what I did, and he found out about it, and he met me to do an interview on him, and he found me as an adult that came back in time, and it has not, the interview hasn't happened yet, but he had me write down all this stuff in a notepad. Okay, fine. So I told him, I says, look, if I tell them this or this, you know, they could catch you. And he said, I will let you know when you are allowed to tell this story. Now, I'm worn out right now. I've done run all day. I am worn slap out. My brain is not even firing on all cylinders. I ain't had coffee. I was going to take a nap for a few hours. People, I'm in the middle of a run that's like a cannonball run. It's important and shit. But he says that you do it that day. I mean, I'm sitting here eating. I ain't even ate my lunch. This is my lunch, right? Check it out. For real, this is my lunch. I'm sitting here trying to eat. I go in to get lunch. I come out to my truck, and look what's on my windshield. Tell the story, Alex. Because I called him Alex. He says they don't normally do that in Russia. They go by Alexander. Alex. That's on the outside. Look, that's on the outside. If I put my wipers on, it's going to wipe it. That's on the outside. My truck was locked. Couldn't nobody get into my truck. He wants me to tell the story now. So I'm telling the story now. That's Alex. Alexander. He doesn't like Alex. Call him Alexander, but this is Alexander's story. I don't know what to say. It's just that he rolled up on me. Like, how do you find somebody in time and space? How do you know where somebody's at? I don't know. This is what I got on my windshield. I'm supposed to tell the story now. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sitting here eating lunch. I don't have time for this shit. I'm like, look, okay. So I put together in my mind, what I can't find the notepad. That's why he said it's in 3 parts. And he says, I asked him, I said, how will I know to tell the story that they won't come and find you? He says, I will let you know. Well, evidently he has let me know. I mean, you can't be any more unmistakable. He let me know I'm supposed to tell the story. So, okay, he's a truck driver right now in this time. It's the only way that he can get the forklift that has the battery on it that will kickstart the device that runs him through time. Now, go ahead and call me nuts or kick off the channel. I don't give a shit. I'm supposed to tell this story. This is supposed to be some kind of story that's big or something, and he says that it makes my channel famous, and he says you're famous. Well, not me personally. I'm like, what are you talking about? It hadn't even happened yet. But he says because of what it is, and because of its importance, and because they understand the project, it was not named Project October. I am naming it Project October because of what he told me to say. Okay? What's up, man? Okay, so we're talking about this time traveler. He left a note on my windshield for me to tell the story now, so this is what I'm telling you. I don't have my notes. It's going to be a 3-part thing. He even told me that he's okay with everything I say because he's already heard it. He's already heard everything I'm saying, the words I'm saying right now. He's already heard it later in the future, and he's okay with everything I say, and nothing gets him in trouble. This is what he told me. He says, They can't find me now. He told me that by the time that I do this, that he will no longer be showering in truck stops. The things he will be doing will be a little bit different, and he's already made the money it takes to do it. But he needed the company that he was working for to be an equipment hauling company so that he could get his hands on that forklift with the batteries on it, because it had these really big batteries, right? Yeah. So he needs that to kickstart it, but then it's like a reactor. Once he starts it, it runs, and then when he shuts it off, he needs another jump start. It'll take his whole truck. It'll take everything with him. It creates a place around him. But he has to have a place that he knows no one is, and he knows all this shit. Don't ask me. All I know is this. He was a Cossack. He was trained in a military school for Cossacks as a kid in this time. But in that same timeline, he come back and he told me what they did. It's all about first strike, okay? Russia and the United States have been trying to create first nuclear strike capabilities against each other. Russia has now got hypersonic weapons. We are working on them or have them or who knows what. Whatever they're doing, you know, that doesn't even matter. Russia, in the same way that we supposedly, I don't know, but supposedly at Area 51 from out there in Arizona where there was a crash, supposedly we have an alien spacecraft, supposedly, or several of them from wherever, whatever. He tells me that they have one in Russia also. No, he didn't tell me anything today. He left me the note today to tell me that I'm allowed to let it out now. I've had notes on this and had this story for a long time, about a year or a little over a year now. I gotta find the notepad. I don't even know where the hell it's at. He says it's okay, you'll find it. I'm like, because this at the day he told me this, he says you're gonna lose the notepad, but you're gonna find it. There's gonna be 3 videos. I approve of all of them. He's telling me all this shit that I ain't even done yet. And he says, I will find you. I'm like, how the hell are you gonna find me? Nobody can find me. Well, evidently, he found me. Okay? So, that's on the outside of my windshield. Like I said, it was locked up, but I came back with my food. I'm sitting here all I wanted was this damn thing from Arby's with the damn lamb meat in it, right? I'm just about food and trucking, right? And this, so I'm like, okay, and I need some sleep, but I'm gonna tell this part of this story, and then I'll do it better later with the notepad, and then I'm gonna do the interview with him. Evidently, he's gonna find me and roll up on me, because, no, he is that's what I'm saying, he is one. Listen, there was a spacecraft just like our Roswell incident that happened in Russia a long time ago, okay? But they got 2 ships, not just one. Let me tell you what happened. He tells me that are you going to leave this video up? I'm at work. Yeah, I'm going to leave it up. You can watch it later. It doesn't even matter. Evidently, we have time, right? This is time travel. So, yes, you can watch it later. He watches it later. So, evidently, it does go up. And evidently, they let it through, the powers that be. Or somehow it goes through. Or somebody archives it. Hell, Archive didn't save it in case they cut this shit off. I'm just saying this. Okay. There were 2 ships in Russia. We have at least one, but maybe we back engineered and built some, I don't know. But there's 2 of them from Russia, but one of them came out of the Barents Sea. And evidently that's why it tied into the damn nuclear subs that I was wanting to learn about. And he wanted me to know about it because they went down and found the second one because they went forward in time, learned how to go back in time because they were stuck there. They took okay, there's 2 different space programs in Russia. One of them is a cosmonaut that goes up into space. The other one is people that fly up in airplanes up into what they call low space, but it's space. They're not supposed to have weapons up there, but it's space. They call it near space. And they even take people up on rides up there, but they do this today. That's just real, okay? They recruited people from both of those, and one of them is now dead. Well, he's alive in this timeline, but then he died a long time ago. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, they recruited this guy. I'll stay on track. I'm not going to read any comments for a minute. Okay, they recruited this guy, and the reason I'm calling it October is somebody changed his, maybe they changed his name to October or something about, I don't know. They're all into that October. It's not Red October like we named that movie. It's just October. Well, okay, this guy, he was famous for being either a cosmonaut or one of the guys that goes up in the airplanes. I'm not sure which, and he doesn't want to tell me, because then they'll know who he is. But, or how he knows or whatever. But they took this guy, they put him in a new program of time travel. They figured out from the engine of this craft that was damaged in Russia on land how to go forward in time, but not how to go back in time. They went forward in time, and they found that they, with those submarines, had pulled up another UFO out of the Barents Sea, and back engineered that engine because this other one was broken, fixed this other one, and then they had two in the future. And one of those craft they came back with because they learned how to come back. And then they found the other one in the Barents Sea in this date timeline, and they now have it. It's the one that works, but the older one that they fixed, they put a nuclear weapon on it. They put that cosmonaut guy on it. He was supposed to radio on a certain frequency that was usable back in that time that they would hear in Moscow. Somehow it was powerful enough. And when he hit the button, it detonated the nuclear device and it killed him. And it blew up that spacecraft. The way we know this, and the way Alex told me, is that's what caused the Tunguska event. They put that spacecraft above in the atmosphere. They put on it something similar to our little boy, is what he said, because it's not as powerful as the big boy, because it's all they had at the time. They somehow, when they turned it on, the device in the craft, it creates a bubble around it when you want it to. Somehow it's connected to the person flying the craft, and it does what they want it to do. But he didn't know how to make it go back in time. So the first time they had to go forward in time, they had to adjust that craft to go back in time. But the one that they found in the Barents Sea in the future, they know about, and they knew how it worked, and they adjusted it to the way that one was. So he's been all over the place. He's like a ping pong ball. He was just here. I can't describe exactly how many places he's been or how many times, but he's not allowed to change time or it will affect him, and he can't get back to here if he does that. So it's my understanding that they did blow up Tunguska, and that changed a lot. He's found me 3 times. Evidently he's going to find me at least a 4th, maybe a 5th, because he's got to do the interview with me on the 3rd interview, whenever that's supposed to be. I don't know how far out that is. I can't find him, because you can't find someone. You can't find someone in time. I mean, I don't know how the hell he rolled up on me. Nobody knows where I'm at. No one knows where I'm at. And when I first met him, let me tell you how I know this is true. He left his truck. Here's what he tells me. He tells me first, he says, these are all the problems I have. Right? The reason you can't tell the story yet, these are the problems I have. He says he will go to take a shower at a truck stop. And he says, when he gets there, the lock will be broken. And he'll ask the attendant. He's done this several times, and then he stopped asking. Every single time, he'll ask the attendant, what happened to the lock? Oh, it'll hold good enough, and nobody's going to mess with you. I'll be right here. She says, but, or he or whoever it is, but it was a woman that he tells me. She says, they came in yesterday looking for someone, and they broke the lock. So they're a day ahead of him looking for him, is what he said. And he said they can never find me. He said because of what I'm doing. He's doing something that throws them off, and they're always behind him a day, but that's why he stopped taking showers at truck stops. It's because he says, when I tell this story, they will know that, and they'll know how to adjust it to find him. So it's a day ahead. They're looking for him a day ahead. They're trying to kill him, is what they're trying to do. Listen, this is about, not just about first strike, nuclear strike. Listen to what I'm saying. If the United States has a faster nuclear missile than Russia, Russia is scared that the United States might use it against them, okay? It's a deterrent more than anything, but they have fear that the United States might use it against them. Okay, and do a first strike. and then wipe them out and they can't do anything, and then there's no issue. Well, Russia wants the same thing, and they're trying to create first strike, which means a hypersonic missile that is so fast that it's within seconds, it's already hit its target, and everybody's gone and dead, and nobody can fight back, right? Okay. No one would do this because it's still mutually assured destruction. Russia has a backup program that dead hand, okay, that automatically goes off, detects nuclear stuff. If they've been hit, it'll shoot something over here. We have something probably similar. I'm not getting into all that. What I'm getting into is this. What would be more deadly than something that is first strike is what Alex told me is timeline strike. They sent a nuclear missile back in time and blew up Tunguska before they even had nuclear missiles, before they had nuclear bombs, before there was any testing in Arizona. We know that something hit Tunguska, Russia, and knocked down all the trees. You can look it up. You can leave here right now. You can come back to this if you want. You can look it up. Something had hit this place called Tunguska that he told me about in Russia, flattened all the trees. Nobody knows what the hell it was. They can't figure it out because there's 0 pieces of meteorite. Nothing meteorite hit that thing. Something blew it the hell up. It was an upper atmospheric nuclear bomb that was being carried by that first craft, the one that was damaged but they figured out how to fix, with that cosmonaut or astronaut, either way, whichever one it was, either the guys that fly the planes or the one that go up. He wouldn't tell me which one. And when he hit the button to transmit radio frequency to Moscow to talk to them and to give them some kind of information to tell them that he was from the future and that he was there, whatever, in case he couldn't get back, so they would know what was going on in their country and they wouldn't shoot against him because they wanted to keep it good in that timeline, and then they would retrieve it later in time. They would have, the Russian government would know it was that, they would bury it or put it in a bunker somewhere. Okay, so they could use later. When he hit that button, it was not meant for him to radio call. It was wired to the nuclear device because he had a nuclear bomb. He could have went anywhere. He could have decided to drop it over Moscow himself. He could have decided to start his own country or something, or hit the US or anything. And they didn't want that, and he didn't know that, and when he hit the button, it killed him. It did not radio anyone. It just instantly blew that up. The ship didn't know it, and he didn't know it. And he was symbiotically, in his mind, he was connected to the ship to do what he wanted the ship to do. So neither one of them knew it, or they would have stopped it. And he was trying to radio to Moscow. So this is what Alex tells me. Alex was a kid and was allowed to go in to see all of this going on. And when he saw all of this going on, he stole the second craft from this timeline, the one that they pulled up way too early out of the Barents Sea with those deep diving nuclear subs that they have, that they're putting mines down. And they put the mines down to keep us out while they pull up with this. There's this ship. It's made for pulling up. They couldn't figure out why they had it out there. This ship is made to pull up big heavy things. It's got a crane up under it and stuff and whatever, or up above it. So they got this other ship. And he's telling me that he doesn't want them to get their hands on this craft until later, even if they kill him later, because it will save humanity, because they won't use it against anybody. So I'm telling the story. So Alex, you're getting your story, even though I haven't had lunch. I'm just starting to tell this. There's dates on all this stuff of when the Tunguska event was. He told me all this stuff. I wrote it down. He's got a thick Russian accent. It took me 2 hours to write all the shit down that he told me, the part of it. And then I met him a different day. He was at a different truck stop, and I haven't seen him since. I haven't seen him until this shit right here on my windshield, and I'm supposed to do something with it like right now. So, and like I said, that's on the outside of my windshield. I'm gonna have to peel that shit off. You know, I don't even use this kind of paper. This is my notepad. My shit that I write down, I you know, that's a notepad for me. I don't know where the hell you get yellow paper. And it's not a sticky note. He used tape. He put electrical tape on the damn windshield. I'm ought to kick his ass for that. But I'm saying, either way, I probably won't leave nothing. So, welcome to Alex. Meet Alex, right? I done had you meet everybody else I know. So, yeah, it is crazy. It's crazy, and I'm telling it, and it's crazy. And I don't care if people think I'm crazy. What the hell ass ever. I've got a notepad that's got at least 10 pages of notes of all this crazy shit, talking about Cossacks, talking about his name and where it came from, Alexander, and how he doesn't tell his exact family so they won't find him and go back in the future and take him out. But he tells about how he's got to keep this. It's about the engine. It's not even about the craft. It's the engine that does all this shit. You can put that engine, he says, you can put it in a garbage can. He says he can move his whole truck all the time, no problem. Everything around it, he could put the forklift on the outside of it and he would take it with him. He says it's not about the craft. It's not about the container. The container could weigh 1,000,000 tons. It's all about the engine. Whatever you put that engine in, you could get an old Volkswagen that doesn't run and put that thing in the old Volkswagen, and all of a sudden that will do exactly what the ship does. It wouldn't be airtight in space and that kind of shit, and it does move into space, but this is a time, it does something that bends time around it. It bends it around it. And he says it's a nuclear, not like a sun, opposite of the sun. He says it's not nuclear fusion, it's nuclear fission. There we go. I remembered it. So I got all this shit in notes in a notepad, and I can't find the notepad, but he says I'm going to find it. Evidently, there's 3 videos, and one of them's an interview with him. So that's going to be good whenever the hell that happens. I don't even know. I can't tell you when I can even bring you this. I just know this. This is what I've been told. This. That's all I know. So people, I don't know what the hell you're going to do with that, and I don't know when I'm going to find my notepad, but I can tell you what I can try to remember is this. There was 2 crafts. It was found, one of them was found at the same time as Roswell, or before Roswell, or around the same time, whatever. The United States got technology like fiber optics from theirs. Russia got something different. Some kind of time, maybe the one that hit the United States isn't adjusted like that, or doesn't even know how to do that, but Russia's got time travel. So the first one was broken and had to be adjusted. It was out of alignment or adjustment or something because of how hard it hit. The other one that was found in the Barents Sea was good, but it was in the future. So they could go into the future, but they couldn't travel into the past. They went into the future, they figured out how to fix or align or whatever, something about the alignment or the adjustment, he says, the adjustment of it. I'm trying to remember what he said. It's been a year and a half, a year and a couple months, something like that, since I even talked to him. And so they fixed that one so it could go back in time. They put a nuclear bomb on it just to test it, but they had to test it not over somewhere else. They did the same thing we do. They put underground and test them out in Nevada or wherever, underground on our own soil, so we're not hurting nobody else. And so they can't call it a war. They did it over Tunguska, a place called Tunguska, and it knocked all the damn trees down and blew everything out of hell, and it killed that astronaut with it. And the way they know that he was supposed to be exact that place is they took him and built a small cabin there in this timeline. And they said, go there, and then you'll know where to be. Then the craft knows when to be there because you're trying to go back into the future. But you have to go to that location or know what location you're wanting to go to. And then they took the nuclear bomb with them, and that's why they're missing some of these suitcase bombs and that shit in Russia. They're missing some of them. Some of them were taken. I don't know if Alex has got them. I don't know. But I know one of the devices. Do what now? I guess the chosen one, he chose. Yeah, I don't know. It's something about my channel and the fact that I was going over those Russian nuclear subs. The Russian nuclear subs are the ones that go down and find it. And he knew that, and he knew it in the future, and then it was a big thing that somehow my story about the subs lead into the truth about the first craft blowing up Tunguska. Like I said, they never found meteorite pieces. He told me this. No meteorite or meteors or anything was found in Tunguska. Nothing. They said it must have been a complete burn. The only way you can have a complete burn is a nuclear reaction. That's the only way you can have a complete explosion where nothing is left and everything's decimated. So that guy died instantly. You don't have to worry, did he die bad? He died instantly as soon as he hit the button that was supposed to radio Moscow. So they're never getting that craft back, and they know they have to use it to go back, so they can't take it out of this timeline. It's that second craft that they want, and they want Alexander. I call him Alex. Call him Alexander. He says, "Call me Alexander." I said, "I'm gonna call you Alex." I always nickname people. He's on the run, so he's no longer evidently using the truck stop showers. He's got everything worked out because he sent me the message to tell the story. So I gotta get that shelved outside my windshield. I'm sitting here trying to eat. All I wanted was lunch. Here's this right here. You know, I'm having lamb. In case you wonder what I'm having, I don't even know where my mind's at right now. Like I said, I need to get about 4 more hours sleep. I'm gonna run some more, but I'm supposed to tell this right now. This is the timeline that I'm supposed to tell it right now. So I don't know what to say. Like I said, he can roll up on me evidently, and nobody can roll up on me. I don't know. No one knows where I'm at. People might accidentally meet me. If you don't believe me, you can talk to, man, look, I rolled up on somebody. I ain't gonna say his name, but he knows I rolled up on him. And I left him a little video saying, hey man, you know, maybe it was wrong to meet you like that, but I was just, because I'm gonna say, I think I know you from somewhere. He's like, yeah, maybe it's YouTube, right? He's up there. I'm not gonna mention names. People don't think that I'm just trying to get shine or drop names, but he knows who he is, and I'm all right with him. And then there's, well, of course, you also, you know, man, I can't even think straight right now how my friends are. But Kid, I met Kid, but like, man, golly. They have that. I'm trying to think. Oh, Frenchie and Red, you know, I'm just chilling and going to do a lot. I let them know who I was, right? But they didn't roll up on me. Okay, we met, right? People don't roll up on me. You can't find me, you know. Can't nobody find me. Alex can find me where and when he wants to. So I don't know what to say. Like I said, he was here. I can guarantee you that shit. It's like I was here right there. So anyhow, I don't even know what to say. I wish I had all the notes. I feel like I'm doing an awful job of this, but he says it was good, and he said he was fine with it. Of course, he's got a language issue, so maybe it's shit-tastic and whatever. I don't know. Am I doing a good job, people? I'm just trying to tell what was told to me. And I don't know if I'm even doing a good job or not, because I'm tired and it's been a long day and I didn't expect to do this and I don't have any notes. I'm just doing all this information that I'm trying to remember what he said. So he does not want them to get that ship because it has something to do with the safety of the world. And everybody's life depends on it, because they will use it. And they will go back in time and they'll get, it's better than First Strike, it's Timeline Strike. They can hit you before you even have nuclear bombs. Does that make any sense? Like, they can hit us before we even have nuclear bombs. Time travel. You know? But they can only do it one time because it'll screw up their timeline. And then it'll make it so that they will have to invent nuclear weapons in a different way, or they'll have to bring an extra one with them and drop that one at the Kremlin or something like that. Whatever they did. All I know is this: that ship is everything to him, and he's gonna hold on to it as long as he can. And they are going to pull it up from the ocean later in the timeline, and they'll be able to stop him later from getting it in the first place, and they will. So they're going to guard it. That's why they mined the Barents Sea, is to guard it before it's pulled up at a later time. I don't know how to explain that. Maybe that doesn't make sense because he's already took it. Anyways, so maybe they're going to go back in time and stop it before it happens and take the mines with them. Hell, maybe they'll even figure out a way to put a submarine back. I don't know. So that's the story that I'm supposed to tell. This is when I'm supposed to tell it. It's not exactly time efficient for me or timely in any kind of a manner, and Swift's going to try to hit me. So if anybody's got anything to say, I've got lots of notes that I'm supposed to give on a different video, and I don't know when I can put that shit together, but I will. And then after that, I'm supposed to interview him, and he's going to tell the story, and he's going to tell it more in depth, better than I can, with a horrible Russian accent. No, he's got good. It's a Russian accent, so he doesn't. It's broken English, is what it is. So his Russian's perfect, I'm sure. So, but he was a kid in a Cossack military school. He was in this timeline learning and around that guy who is, he told me, either, he can't tell me which, but it's either a guy that's a pilot or a guy that's a cosmonaut and like an astronaut. And he said it all started with Sputnik, something to do with the way they when they were looking, when they started landing things, they landed one on land and they looked out in the ocean for it. They said it landed in the ocean, but it was really on land. And that's when they found the one that was on land. The other one is in the Barents Sea. Maybe they were flying together. They both, I don't know. But they found the one and it was broken. I don't know. I don't know the timeline of when. I have to write it. See, I wrote all this shit down. And it's in a notepad that's lost. But evidently I find it because he says I do the video on it. So his first name is Alexander. I'll get into everything else about him, and like I said, he was around and knew the person that was on the ship that blew up over Tunguska with the nuclear device. He also stole his own ship, and he also, but like I said, because he was allowed in there, he found out about the ship. He went to the future where the other ship was and stole it from the future. This is the thing. And then the other guy took the bomb or whatever, it blew it up and blew the hell out of Tunguska, and that's why there's no meteorite fragments found, is what he told me. He says it's a nuclear bomb, and he said that was just their practice run. So if they get this other one, and if they can recreate it or build more, I don't know what they can do now, because they went into the future to figure out how to calibrate it. Evidently they have information from when that guy came back, before Alex stole the first ship and got the second ship and all that. Evidently they can recreate it. Maybe they can build another one, but if they don't have the materials, I don't know. Hell, who knows? Maybe that's why they wanted all that uranium. Who knows what's going on with them? They don't talk much. They just do shit, and then you find out about it. So, and it's some kind of a device that the motor itself is the important part. And if you touch it, and you get information from it, and it gets information from you, and you become connected to it like a Bluetooth. Is kind of what he described it. It's not that you're lifelong something. It's just you can connect to it, but it downloads and gives you a bunch of information. And that's exactly what that other guy said too. It said something about when he touched it, there was some kind of an exchange of information. I forget that guy's name. Golly, it's not Bob Lazar. It's the other one that I put the link up to. I called it The Greatest Story Ever Told. That guy. So that was a similar engine to this one, but evidently that engine does more than he knew about. And that's what I was told. So what do I know? I'm just a dumb truck driver, right? What the hell do I know? I don't know anything about Cossacks. I don't know anything about, what they got going on over there, or what they've got hidden somewhere. But they have it, is what I'm told. And Alex has one. And the message I'm supposed to get from Alex is that they can't catch him now. They will get the ship later. Once he's dead, they're going to find it. It's going to be after he's dead. He already knows the timeline. He's already been back and forth. He knows what's going to happen. He knows what I'm saying right now. He already knows what I'm saying in the second video and the third video. And I don't have a clue anything about, I don't know where the hell I put the notepad. This is not the notepad, in case you're wondering. This notepad, this is not the notepad. I've got 10 or 20 notepads. Maybe 100. I don't know. I got to find the notepad. So it's all the notes of what he told me about the dates that Tunguska happened, the date that they went back in time from Russia, the date that first they went forward in time so they could learn how to go back in time or fix the craft or adjust it or whatever so it could. And it was like out of timing or something, kind of like how I guess a sewing machine is set up like that, you know, where it can be bumped out of alignment. It's alignment. It's some kind of a timing or alignment thing. And so to make it go back in time. So, but the other one was pristine. It came right out of the water, and he had no problem using it. And so, but he learned how that worked by going forward in time and, you know, being there. Evidently, he rode with one of those astronauts, the guy before he died or something, and went forward and came back with the ship himself. And evidently, that astronaut knew about it, but didn't tell the Russian government. But they blew him up anyhow. They killed him anyway. So he's gone. He's alive in this timeline, but he's not gone back yet. And right now in this timeline, Alex is a kid, and he's in a military school for people who study or want to be trained like Cossacks, whatever that entails. I guess they march and stuff. He told me it's military training. Maybe they teach them to fight, and maybe they teach them military tactics, you know, whatever. So this is all from Alex the Cossack. It's not from me. And you know, all I know is it's time to tell the story. You know, and I come back out of my truck, and this is on my truck. So you can't find him because it's a matter of you can't. He's not in a place. He's in a time, and I don't know how he finds me. I don't have a clue. Maybe he knows when I dropped this video. I don't know. I don't know. You know, and that's weird. That's some weird shit. Because like I said, nobody can roll up on me. Nobody knows where the hell I'm at or when I'm at. But I don't travel in time. I'm just traveling. I travel at about, 70 miles an hour or so. That's about the time I make. But hey, if you want to make comments, go ahead and blow up the comments. I'll check some of them. I'm eating here. Let's see here. I'm trying to eat my lunch. What did he tell me today? Oh yeah, I already went over that. But yeah, no, I didn't. He didn't tell me nothing today. Just that note right there, and he's gone. I didn't even see him. Oh, that's the other thing too. Let me tell you what I did see. Okay, when I first met him, the way we know that people are after him is because there was a dude in a suit, dressed nicely, went over to his truck while he was gone. He said he was leaving for the night. He said, keep an eye on my truck. I did keep an eye on his truck. It was from the day all the way into the night. That guy was over there pacing back and forth and smoking these very expensive cigars that I'd like to find out what the hell kind of cigars they are. Because I'd like to smoke them myself. I'd like to find out. They're really big gauge. It's really weird. I seen grown folks smoking one the other day. I got to ask him what that was, but it's a really big ring gauge. There was no wrapper on it, and it was smoked like wastefully, very European way. I mean, when I smoke a cigar, I smoke all of it down to nothing. Right? I would even hold it at the very nub of it because. Man, cigars are expensive, and it's like, that's a good cigar, and I want to smoke the whole thing, right? I'll even light it several times on it. Well, this guy evidently smoked them to where they were like, hell, they were 3 inches long, maybe closer to 4, and then threw them down. But if you know how long a cigar burns, and I know when he got over there, I didn't see him leave, I saw him go over by the truck. And when I saw Alexander come back, I said, there was somebody by your truck, I'll walk over there with you. And I had a stick with me, we went over there. He wasn't there no more. But I said, you see them cigars? He was smoking them cigars. And I looked at them and I figured out, I said, wait a second. Those cigars would have taken probably, man, I don't know, an hour apiece to smoke. And there was like, something like 11 of them over there, but he was not burning them all the way down. He was over there all day waiting on it. He missed it, so he left, and then he shows back up, got in his truck with his equipment and shit, and left. So he had some kind of bags of equipment that he took with him, not like a regular truck driver. Like I get my bags, I get clothes, whatever. This guy had like these rucksacks full of some kind of equipment. I don't know what it is. Like, not like VCRs and shit, but something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it does. I don't know any of what he does. I just know that he's got a ship, and he's got the forklift powers it to start the reaction. That's all I know about that part of it. His is in pristine condition. His is like the Cadillac of them. And so yeah, so he knows that this video's up. He knew it was up before he put it up. He knows about the second and third one, and I didn't know, but he told me. And evidently I'm going to find my notepad. And there's going to be an interview with him later. Sometime. I don't know when. I don't know. He's going to find me. But he's got a Russian accent, so that's why he wanted me to tell the story, because he's a little embarrassed about his English. But he speaks fluent Russian and I think some French, but a little bit of English. And so it's broken English, and he wanted me to tell the story first, kind of like to put it out there. But they have timeline strike now. Forget about first strike. This is timeline strike. So, like I said, if anybody wants to say anything, I'll check through the notes here. I mean, through the comments here. I'm half eating lunch. I was not ready for this. I didn't expect this. Let's see here. Let's see here. And I didn't run into him. He ran into me. He rolled up on me. You know, I could roll up on some people, but I choose not to. But I don't do it in time. Okay, I just do it in the world. But let's see. It's something to do about. Yeah, I hope I'm not in danger. Yeah, hell, I don't think I am in danger. Or he would have told me, because he's been into the future. He says it's not an issue about me. They're looking for him. So yeah. So when I first met him, like I said, it was about a year and a month, or a year and a couple months, something like that. I don't keep up with time much, but something like that ago, about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and he has a lot of information about the future, but he doesn't want to give it to me. And he's like, so many things are different and better. It's just so much better. I'm like, what's better? He says, I can't tell you. I'm like, oh shit, that's no good for me, right? Well, so evidently things get better, people. That's all I know. And so he evidently he's got places that he can go and times that he can go and stuff. And when I ask him what all he's seen, he says, I've seen it all. I don't know. I guess he's been a lot of damn places and times and shit. But like I said, they want that ship because of the engine, because the engine is their timeline strike ability, and he's keeping it from them. But they'll get it later, but it'll be at a peaceful time when they won't use it. It's something to do like that. They'll find it after he's dead. He says, I'm going to die, and I know already by this timeline, I already know that they're going to find it after I die. I went into the future and found out that. He says, but they won't use it, because at that point, it's not even a point to have war. So there's that. So evidently things get better and not worse. But they have timeline strike, and hopefully nobody can try to re-engineer that shit. But that's what happened in Tunguska, evidently. That's what happened. And the Russians point back at it as proof. And they're like, we did that. So yeah, really crazy story. And let's see, this guy here, go back and listen. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is just a story that I was given by Alex, and now evidently I've been told that it's time to tell it. Tell a story, Alex. You know, that was on the, and this, like I said, it's on the outside of my window. I gotta get that off my shit. Alex, if you're listening, don't take shit to my outside of my windshield, dude. Anyways, so I guess that's how he's gonna tell him. Look, Alex was here. So Alexander is his name. I call him Alex. He hates it. But so that's the second ship. Now I don't know what we have in the U.S. I don't know what we've got from Roswell, and he didn't say anything about any aliens or people that were in it or whatever you want to call it. He just knows that we have them. I don't know how old they are. He's got one. I don't know how old they are, or how long ago they crashed, or exactly what was up with that. I think one of them that did crash maybe was He gave me the dates and shit. I got it all wrote down on a notepad. I suck for this. Like I said, people, that's why there's going to be 3 videos, evidently. Is this was the one telling about it. Because I had to wait until he told me it was okay to tell it so they can't find him. And that's what I was told. So I don't know if I'm going to get, maybe I'll get a visit. Some black cars will come up and say, okay, what is this shit about? What do you know? And I don't know. He didn't tell me that part. He didn't tell me if they're going to beat me up, take my cigars. I don't have any. I'm down to a couple of cigars. I hope they don't. I've got to find a place that's got cigars. So don't think I've just had a really good cigar and just telling some bullshit, because I'm telling you people, this is just what I was told. Take it or leave it. But something happened that blew the hell out of Tunguska, and this makes sense. So I believe his story, and I'm putting it up, and evidently I'm going to be able to interview him, but I don't know when or how, and he's the one that's in control of all that. And so I don't know, maybe you'll actually evidently get to meet Alex or hear from him, or however we do it. I don't even know how it's going to be set up right now. I'm using a clamp that's clamped to my damn visor, holding the phone up. It's this little squirrely do thing that I usually use for mechanical videos. I've shown it because my tripod, I don't have hooks in this truck yet. Maybe the Loves Mechanics is about to beat me up for my video. Maybe he's like, hey, I was in the video, and he goes, I don't know. What do I know, right? I don't know what's going to happen next, people. I just know I'm supposed to tell a story. So it's like, okay, why not, right? And I just wanted lunch. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to give this some long time, though. This is a really good, these things from Arby's. It's got lamb meat in it. It's a gyro. They call them gyros. I was calling them gyro, but they call them gyro. But anyways, so, man, I'm just tired. I didn't know I was going to be telling this story. I'm in no shape to even be telling the story. I'm just trying to tell what I remember of it. And hopefully the other will be better. I'll find a link. I'm going to go on YouTube in a minute. It might take me a bit to search it. I'll find something about the Tunguska event, some kind of video to get y'all started, and I'll put it, because I got nothing for you. I didn't plan. I wasn't going to go live for about 3 or 4 days. This was not in the cards, and I think I'm about to get hit by a PTL truck. I'm always about to get hit by something, right? Like I said, it's like a pinball machine out here. Evidently, eventually, they think I'm a flipper. So, but people, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you found this informative or something. I don't know what the hell to say about it. Like I said, it's just, I'm supposed to tell it. So, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't beat me up too bad about it. But I hope you enjoy the story, and it maybe was informative of something that happened that they don't have an answer for, but now you know what really happened, and that what the program is. And like I said, that's scary as shit. I hope they don't go back in time where we can't even, I mean, because how far you want to go back? You could go back and, I mean, think about it for a second. George Washington that fought for this country, if he didn't never do that, right, we wouldn't have a country. Let's hope they don't get no ideas and go after him if they have the ability to do that or something, right? They could change and ruin our country, period. There would be nothing to fight against, because we wouldn't be here. The people would be here. They'd be under English rule. We'd be a colony. It would be a little more difficult and a whole bunch more expensive. Things are expensive over there. That's what my friends over in England tell me anyways. What do I know? I'm just a truck driver. So I hope you like the story. I did not plan to do this. You know, it's just off the cuff. It probably, like I said, it may be like the worst way of getting all this information out, and it might be shit-tastic, but I had to do what I was supposed to do. So I'm gonna eat this gyro. Anybody wants to make comments, I'm gonna give y'all some time to make all the comments. You can beat me up, you can make fun of it, whatever. I don't care. I really don't care. I met him, and I know from what he told me and all the stuff I wrote down, I believe it. So, and evidently he can roll up on me when nobody can. That's pretty damn impressive in itself. I don't know how the hell he did it. I don't know. How do you do that, right? So, I don't even know where the hell I'm at. I ain't even looked at my log. My computer log does all that shit now. I don't have to write down where I'm at anymore. The computer logs it in. So how would I even know the exact where I'm at, except for the truck stop and the exit when I get off. That's the truck stop. Get off there, park, and then see how many miles it is. But I always use GPS that says your location. I don't ever type in a starting address. I don't know the address here. I really don't. Matter of fact, shit, I slept a couple hours. I don't even know what exit this is. It's a Love's. You know what I mean? Evidently he knows though, and I'm not going to tell him here, but he knows. he can roll up on me like it ain't nothing and just plaster shit on my windshield. Alex, next time you do whatever, don't put it on my windshield. Put it on the door or something, or put it like squeeze it. But just put it under my windshield wiper. I'll see it. Big yellow ass piece of paper. Who writes on yellow paper? Who writes with a magic marker? I got to get him some pens for real. So, yeah, people, I don't know what else to say. Everything else I got is on notes, but it has to do with the Cossacks. The submarines evidently are down there because they can bring it up and they find it later, but it's not that they knew about it, they just find it by accident down there or something. They didn't know there was a second one. That's what he told me. They just happened upon it. They were looking for something else when they found it. That's what he told me. So I don't know if they were looking for that Petrel missile that they were missing, or if they were looking for another submarine that sinks, or if they were trying to pull up one of them that's already sank, because they got a bunch of nuclear subs down there that sank and shit. A couple of them anyway. I don't, maybe they have another accident. I don't know what they were looking for, but what they found was pretty spectacular. It was his ship that he's done stole from them. So they found it. He went into the future and stole it and brought it back. So technically there's two ships here on this timeline, but they haven't found, it's my understanding they haven't found the other one yet, and they don't know what to do with it yet. But he's a kid in this timeline, and it hasn't yet happened, I guess, that they have not yet sent, or maybe they did send him. I have to look at the dates. That maybe they hadn't sent the guy even into the past yet, him blown up yet. I don't know. But he's a kid. So, Alex, when you watch this, or Alexander, when you watch this later, and you're growing up and you like this video about you, well, you gave it to me. I didn't do this. So, don't thank me, thank yourself. There you go. So, I don't know what to say. He found me in the first place. It's all due about my channel and about those subs, because he found out that the subs found the ship, and he wanted a voice to put it out there of what they were actually doing, along with dropping mines and listening to undersea cables. And evidently, it was kind of about that. It's really weird. I don't know what to make of it, but man, he can roll up on somebody. I guarantee you that. So he's good. He's a good person to have as a friend and not an enemy. I can guarantee you that shit. Wouldn't want no enemy. So I'm just trying to have lunch, man. So yeah, people, that's what's up. Take it or leave it, man. I don't care. Hope you liked it, and evidently there's more to come. I was told that there was, like I said, there's going to be 2 more videos. The second one's going to be one that is me reading off all the crap that he told me that I wrote down. It's not crap, I'm just saying, you know, all the stuff. It's so much, man. It's like, God, it's like, was it 8 or 10 pages? Because when I was writing, I started writing into borders and writing all around it. I'm like, wait, another page, because I was scared I was going to run out of paper on that notepad, because I already used most of it up loads. So about eight full pages, and I'm going to have to decipher it, maybe rewrite it, so I can read it. So that'll take some time whenever I find the damn notebook. And I don't know where it's at, but evidently I'm going to find it, because he says I'll find it. And then the third video will be an interview with him, and I don't know what he says, because I haven't done that yet, but he does, and he says it's a great interview. I'm like, okay, whatever. So there you go, people. What more do you want, right? There's a time traveler in our midst, and he's keeping something away. He's playing keep away with the Russians. Playing keep away. I'm gonna get off this thing. I hope you like the video. It's not that I have to leave. I gotta get some food in me, and probably take a nap. So if I wake up and I'm surrounded by razor wire, I'll tell that too. I'll hit the button. We'll go back live. We'll talk about it. I don't know what to say. So y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. Evidently there's more to come on this, but I don't know when. And I've got other stuff to do that I'll probably do lives in the meantime, because I don't know when I'm supposed to find the notepad. I don't know when I'm supposed to do anything, but I've got other stuff that's going on too. So somewhere in the midst of all of it, I'll put the other two together, whenever that is. Y'all stay safe, and I hope you're not running out of time. Evidently, he's got plenty of it. He's got all of it. That's crazy. Y'all stay safe. I'm getting off this thing. I'm out. Peace.